Lord of the Rings. Everyone can eat my butt.
Welcome to the Character Sheet. I am producer Pete, and we are the official Fantasy and TTRPG news channel Comic Book. And today we have some very special guests. We're talking with two of the new and upcoming guest stars on Twenty-Sided Tavern, Aabria Iyengar and Erika Ishii. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Thank you guys for having some time for us today. And let's go talk a little bit about Twenty-Sided Tavern. And let's start by, fans of this channel have seen a little bit of content from them. We've done a little adventure with Daggle and Sarah before. But what is Twenty-Sided Tavern for you guys? What's the Twenty-Sided Tavern experience for people that have not seen the show yet?
So, you want to start?
What is Twenty-Sided Tavern?
What could it be? Okay, in the broad sense, Twenty-Sided Tavern is an improv-based D&D live show here in scenic off-Broadway, where a wonderful, flexible, brilliant cast brings you an adventure every night. And because there's so many ways for the audience to interact and decide not only what happens in the plot, but who the players are and how the party moves through the world. You never see the same name, never see the same show twice, never tell the same story twice.
It's been pitched before as a D&D game meets a choose your own adventure show.
All right, awesome. And then in most actual plays, a big part of your improving and your role playing is based off the characters at the table. But in Twenty-Sided Tavern, almost all of that comes from not the GMs as much, but the crowd itself. So how does that change the way you approach an actual play when the crowd is making a lot of your improv prompts?
It's the most beautiful. I am released from the burden of thought. I simply exist to react.
Yeah,
and do a bit.
Well, that's, to be honest with you, kind of how I always live my life, is that they'll say a thing and then I just say a thing back. And in this case, I get some rules and some structure about what I say back, which is nice for me.
It's really fun to have the audience not as just sort of the receiver of story, but the driver of it. And yeah, there is something both. It's a new kind of flexibility. We both have a bunch of improv training. So it's in the wheelhouse, but it's just so different for the kind of storytelling that we do normally that you're like, oh, I'm releasing a lot of the prep and care and fiddliness. It's going to be what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
The Twenty-Sided Tavern, it is what it is.
Yeah. They should pay us for that new
slogan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've had a chance on the channel to run through an hour-long version of the Twenty-Sided Tavern with Daggle before, and Daggle and Sarah actually, and things went off the rails almost immediately with their Discord choosing the prompts. In your rehearsal so far, do you have a favorite few moments that have happened where a choice has just hit you that was completely not expected?
I don't know. It's all unexpected, to be honest with you. And especially since we haven't had time to sort of build up bits with the rest of the cast or find everybody's flow. Everything is truly a surprise. And these people are so fast and so funny.
Yes.
We gotta just kind of, it's always oh, oh my goodness.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely this is still the getting to know you phase of just oh, so what makes you guys laugh? What do you do that makes us laugh? So I think rehearsal earlier this morning today was very much in the oh, let's get up, let's get into space and hang out and then start edging towards fun little bits. And there are just so many little moments where just getting dialed in with the cast in those early days where you're oh, you got the thing I was putting down right away. Uh-oh, we're finding it. So I think we're in the ooh, we're finding it phase. That's just the surprise of finding your flow and your oh, I hate using the word synergy, but I'm gonna do it. but finding that flow state and synergy with the squad. Get out! Hi!
I love you.
Hey, bye. Hi, bye. Sam. Sam's the best.
As kind of a follow-up, do you guys have you gotten a character so far that you've really enjoyed? Because I know that there's normally a wide selection of characters to pick from every time. Is there one that you really enjoyed?
Actually, there's only 3 per archetype.
Yes.
So for the mage, Aabria has 3 options. For warrior, I'll have 3 options.
Yeah.
And it's up to the audience. And I mean, I feel like for me, I enjoy the notion of being able to sort of like workshop a different voice or character every night, you know, version of them. But there are 3 distinct choices.
Yes.
They're all good ones.
Yes, I love all of my imaginary hypothetical Schrodinger sons equally. But there is a new character that I get to debut, and I'm so excited for what they built for her. I hope desperately I get to play her pretty quickly.
It really, really feeds into like all of the things that Aabria enjoys as a player. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Fully a little scumbag. It's fun. I've already apologized to cast. So,
I've already gotten to that part where they're like, "Oh, this is new. This is unprecedented."
Yes.
And it was just rehearsals. So.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. That's what answered one of my questions. I didn't know if you guys were going to stick with an archetype, because when we did it, they gave us like the choice of 3, or if you were going to go bounce back and forth on any given day from like wizard or the rogue ones or the fighter ones. But it sounds like you're going to be doing wizards for yours, and Erika, you'll be doing fighters for yours, which is awesome.
Yep, I am 3 mages. I love that they were like, what do we give you? Blue mages. And I was like, thank you.
There was no other world. And me being red fighter, like red warrior also makes sense.
Are we fully like red Oni, blue Oni coded?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh, good for us. Good for us.
Did you guys have to do anything different to prepare for this, given how much of a departure this is from like that normal actual play structure?
Pete, I had to stretch. Look, I'm sweating.
Physical than our normal job, which is sitting at a table. But yeah, for this one, it's like when you're actually running and dancing, Yeah. And so I think, just the physicality of it is fun and nice and different.
It's been really nice. To and then you get to like literally embody your character in a way that we don't always get a chance to when we're painting our little mind pictures.
Yeah, and there's a hybrid too, you know. Obviously, we don't get to actually throw lightning.
That's you.
Well, wait, what did you get?
Oh, I ended up. So part of my rider was I asked for just like a cow prod.
Well, that works out because as part of my rider, you had to have a cattle prod. So.
Good.
So yeah, it's still a hybrid. We have, you know, our tavern keeper who is sort of a co-DM and runs the tech aspects of things, so they can like create effects and like status effects or spell type effects, and it's fantastic. And there are points where we're sitting down and rolling dice as usual, but they are far overshadowed by the number of times that we get to go up and run around and make our way through the audience, picking on suspecting, consenting tavern goers.
I love they said picking on, and I was like, ooh, I think they mean picking up. No, they mean picking on. I love it here. I love the theater, and I'm never going home.
Oh, have you guys had a chance to roll? I'm sure you must have the massive D20 yet during the game.
Oh, you mean the decider?
Yes.
Finally, a die made that's my size. Yeah.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think I only did the old decider, not the current decider. I think I'm gonna wait on the new decider.
Just feel it.
I think
feel it in the moment
until
just find it
until it happens.
Yes.
Till my moment.
Ooh, I love that for you. Mm-hmm.
And has anything, not even just in Critical Role or D20, but just maybe even Worlds Beyond Number, kind of helped you prepare for the amount of improv that's happening here?
Oh, you mean a table of a party of 3 with a GM and high improv that feels like intimate and immediate and like
story flow, narrative being prioritized.
Yeah. So no, not really, not that much. No, it was honestly perfect because part of like the onboarding was very like, so it's a smaller party, and we're like, yes, good. We're actually way more on board than you think we are. Like, yes, great, let's go. keep it tight.
Yeah. And
with the same color coding.
Oh my god! Yeah, the red
Oh, that's that's true.
Look at us. It's fun here.
Fantastic. But yeah, that, and then I'd say in terms of the humor, like jokes being first and foremost.
Yeah.
Along with story is definitely in line with Dimension 20, where you kind of chase the joke and the bit and the narrative first, and everything else sort of is secondary to that. And so the idea of being able to sort of tell a joke, but then be able to hand it over to whoever it is that needs to keep the story moving, and the strict timing. We were joking. Dimension 20 prepped us for the strict timing of a off-Broadway show, because you only have the theater for a certain amount of time, and that people have to catch their trains. They've got trains.
They have other things to do.
Yeah, and so it's like, great, cool. We have to respect these people's time. 2 hours of them were out.
Yep. So big shout out to Michael Schabach for getting us good and ready to go. But it's also really fun because Derek and Ruby and Casey from Dimension 20 are responsible for like the set deck and all of the beautiful tech and like lights and things that you see there. So there was definitely the moment the first time we walked on stage yesterday, I was just like, oh, it does feel like home. Yeah. But big, cool home. Yeah. But also the part of me that was like,
cooler lighting.
For now, I'm going to go back to the dome and be like, I know what
Take a light.
I know what you've done. Give me twinkles.
Yeah.
No big lighting.
No big lighting.
No big lighting in the dome anymore. Soft, ambient, glowing. Is this good for you, Pete?
No, this is great. And we're going to talk Dimension 20 here in just a sec. In fact, speaking of Dimension 20, and actually speaking of Critical Role as well, you guys have both been on, obviously both shows. How did the nerves compare to doing live theater like this versus that first time on Critical Role or that first time being in the dome?
Oh, gosh.
I think first time in the dome was harder because I'm like, oh, these are all professional comedians. And I know how to play D&D, and I'm a performer and an improviser, but like these people have the reps, and I got to keep up with that. And I also hadn't played with any of them before. Like, I think that's like, with the exception of Matt, I don't think I'd played with any of them extensively before. And so that was kind of daunting, I will say. But like immediately put at ease by everybody, and just like that with here, I think we were a little worried when we got that they give us little players handbooks to like prep us, little packets, and we're like, oh, this is a lot. But then once we actually started getting into it and saw the show run, and we were like, oh, this is all stuff that we have, done before and covered in various arenas of our expertise.
Yeah, so. I think every time you step into a new machine shaped for something and someone, when you come in and you're like, great, I'm here to be the mage, but the mage is like a well-built hole, very like Junji Ito, like this hole was built for me and me as several wizards any given night. It's always a different kind of nerve sort of that you like wrestle with. You're like, I want to do this place proud. And that was true at Critical Role and true at Dimension 20 and true here. The like live audience adds to the fun, not the nerves. I think all the nerves I feel personally are like, this cast is, on top of being just phenomenally kind and welcoming and so sweet, deeply talented, excellent at what they do, and built for theater in a way that I've personally never experienced, and I want to make them proud too. So I think that's just the beginning nerve, but it all comes from the place of like, I know I belong here because they would have sent me home on the first day if I was doing a real bad job. So like, let's step up and build something fun.
Like truly, the better the team is, cast and crew, the easier of a time you have. Like truly, you can just like jump into that spot that has been built just for you, and disappear inside the mountain.
Yeah, fun. Those of you aren't clocking the reference. That's the lie at Amagara Falls.
Yeah,
I think that's
I forget the actual.
Yeah, it's really good. Go read that. Pause this video. Go read
Go
that.
read that
Watch the
and
video.
come back.
Yeah.
And then, because we have to talk about Dimension 20 before we go into the lightning round, Misfits and Magic, Season 2 coming back. Incredibly excited. Sort of a question for each of you. Aabria, will you talk a little bit more about this crazy new magic system you've developed with this exploding dice? And then afterwards, Erika, we have to know, how has the relationship status between Kay and Evan sort of changed or evolved? And to avoid spoilers, this will come out at the time that episode 1's out. So anything beyond episode 1, feel free to just leave silent.
Copy that. So to start with the mechanics, realizing that when I knew I wanted to do like a time jump into the future, there's a point at which kids on brooms, like, this is no longer a story about kids. It's not like, this is no longer a story about kids discovering their place inside of a like magical school, let alone like a bigger magical world. I wanted the sort of status of the world, given the epilogue and the things that have transpired in the like sort of 3 years that we don't see. The mechanics needed to reflect a chaotic magical world. So I wanted things to feel both tied to their original stats. So they start with their original stat blocks from like season 1, but then adding in that magic die that gets to explode the way Never Stop Blowing Up did, and adding in mechanics to allow them to like add like to change their own stats to like really lean into, you're building momentum, you're building steam, you're trying to find order and control and like finesse within chaos. And now here at these like magical heights, you can do something big and permanent with magic in the world. And that's a sense of stability that doesn't exist. Felt like a really fun mashup of the like wildness of Never Stop Blowing Up, which was so fun and so good to watch. And still like pointing back to Kids on Brooms and going like, at the end of the day, there are 6 beautiful stats here that can reflect how you think about yourself and how you solve your problems in the world and what your relationship to magic is. It was really fun to build. We had a bunch of like excellent play testers that came in and helped us with it. And I'm really proud of the thing we built. And I hope it was like okay. Hope it was okay for y'all.
The system was fantastic. Aabria has a knack for design elements that drive and are informed by narrative. Every time you're breaking new ground, new props, new headache for the art department.
We gotta keep them. We gotta keep them.
It's true. Gotta keep them on their game. But yeah, it's great.
Yay.
It's a very fun system, and I think it was something that we all really enjoyed playing with.
I loved having like the little like we had full wooden character sheets with like little like magnet like,
and they smelled like
beads.
burned wood.
They did smell like burned wood.
Oh, are they those cool ones by Paladin? Those cool laser or did like Rick Perry make these?
Rick Perry made them.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
nice.
They're so good. The funniest moment was when like the first time someone picked him up and like went, look at this, and the magnets all fell, and I was like, oh, the one thing I didn't test, how shakeable. You can shake paper forever. Well, oop. But I mean, at the end of the day, like Erika, you and Brennan and Danielle and Lou are my favorite people in the world, absolute killers. So if I'm not trying to do something new to push the form, then I feel like I'm not doing justice to like our relationship and your talent. So I'm always just trying to be like, bring something brand new to the party because these guys will serve no matter what.
Yeah. And I guess to avoid spoilers, because I'm not sure when people will watch the episode versus this. I will say that we definitely have teased, I mean that
they're married.
That these are kids. These are kids. Even as young adults 3 years later, like can you think for a second about what you were like 3 years out of high school? But childhood romance is forever. That's what Final Fantasy taught me.
Exactly.
So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it's very interesting to think about Kay's relationship with themselves versus their relationship with their closest friends versus their relationship with the world and what they want from it. So
and without saying any spoilers, It's true. If you've seen any other stuff that we've done on Dimension 20, Erika has never missed. And let me be clear, this is not the like, this isn't the sudden like, there were so many moments, and it was so fun watching the string outs and the edits where you can just watch me deeply in awe of the choices and the moves that you make. You are always so good at chasing not only like story when appropriate. I'm sorry for my thumbs up. Not only chasing story when appropriate, but also just like themes and like the sort of inner things that help you see not only where like Kay has been in the intervening 3 years, but like what they're becoming on this adventure. It is a masterclass. Unreal.
Oh, I cannot wait to see. I have the screeners in my email box. I'm going to watch them after this now. I've been trying to be good, but I'm just going to watch them all now. I don't care. But let's end it up with our little quick classic lightning round.
Yeah.
All right. So first off, you're both on the amazing Worlds Beyond Number podcast with Brendan and Lou. So to honor that amazing campaign, which just sent me a bunch of new NPC art available now. If you want to go look at that. No, this is public. This is
interesting. Yeah, you know what? No. It's what you said. This is official NPC art.
Correct.
That will be in the source book. And we all did it. We all did a very good job.
Yeah, that what we should have done is put the ones in the source book that like we liked the most.
Yeah, no.
We can still do that.
We'll let you decide which ones make it in.
You decide.
Potato slits.
Yeah. But in honor of that, let's start with a game of Worlds Beyond Numenor.
Ooh.
And this game is just tell me which of the following Tolkien-created worlds isn't real. One of these is fake. Option 1, Aman, a continent of immortal beings that got tossed into space when Middle-earth inexplicably went from being flat to a sphere in the Third Age. Number 2, the Reverie, the world of dreams and thoughts where you travel to as you sleep and are cursed to forget shortly thereafter, which Tom Bombadil may have come from. Or Fairy, a world full of both dungeons and dragons, but as far as we know, no 20-sided dice, that Tolkien considered to be the real world. One of those three is fake. 2 of them are real.
Are you sure? Only one is fake.
Only one is fake.
No, that's so fun. I'm going to go first because you probably know this and I didn't get any of those. Look, I say that all the time. This was the first time I've been absolutely like smacked in the face with like, you don't know the lore. I think it's B, the dream one, because that sounds like stuff that was in Wheel of Time. Final answer. Now you go. We've lost it.
We've lost Erika.
Unfortunate.
The third one you said was the fairy. What
Fairy.
Was fairy? I really don't. Now I've read the Silmarillion and the Hobbit, and then the trilogy with the appendices, and the Elvish to English and English to Elvish dictionary. I don't remember the fairy, but I also haven't read the Unfinished Tales, so it could be in there.
Right. So we're going B and C as the options?
Yeah, sure.
All right. The answer is B, the Reverie. The Reverie is basically the world from the little video game Little Nemo.
Just... I'm the best at Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Everyone can eat my butt.
Fairy is weirdly, apparently, a thing that not only did Tolkien write about, may have literally believed to be true. Tolkien, it was very much like Unsleeping City style. Like, there's an alternate world just beyond our world, but is full of dragons and dungeons. And like, one day I'll get there, but he just never quite made it.
Oh, I thought that they were worlds that were in Lord of the Rings.
Well, they are. He does mention it in his works, and then apparently also started writing about it like in his diaries and his like unfinished works as well.
Oh, you didn't read?
Because
You
it
didn't
was.
read
It was
his
in
diaries?
unfinished work.
Yeah. I mean, it's
his personal
What I
letters
say.
to his therapist.
There's like a children's Christmas book too, where it's like elves are like Santa elves too.
He did some crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I have Farmer Cotton and
yeah, that's one of the ones I referenced in one of the a deleted question I didn't use.
Yeah,
Wild.
there's a lot. There's a lot out there.
Right. Second one. This one I think will be less requiring of Tolkien lore because Misfits and Magic Season 2 is out. So let's talk about some really misfit magicians. Which of the following types of wizard is a fake wizard? I'm going to give you 4 kinds of wizards. One of them's a fake. Number 1, micromancers, wizards that can only cast teeny tiny spells. Number 2, bureaumancers, wizards that summon literal red tape and can compel you to fill out forms in triplicate as a way of stalling and confining their foes. Number 3, lull mages, wizards who can tame the elemental powers of certain realms to sleep. Or 4, foodomancers, untalented wizards basically tricked into being culinary workers by other more talented wizards.
Rude, terrible. I love the exploitation. Hi, do you want to be in the interview?
You want to be part of this?
Connor, you want to come say hi? Hey, say A, B, C, or D?
D.
D. That's my final answer.
Foodomancers are real and they're from GURPS.
Oh, damn it.
GURPS.
Yeah, it's basically the school of magic you taught your worst apprentice, and basically then later was like, by the way, you're now just the cook now.
Amazing.
Congrats. And then finally, you've all played, I believe, in the Kingdom Death game with Spencer and Brennan and Matt.
Yeah.
Which miniature from that game, if any, has haunted your dreams the most?
Without question, the phoenix with hands coming
With
out
a
of his butthole.
That's been everyone's answer so far.
Butthole,
Every single person we've talked to Brennan and Spencer and Matt about, they've all said the time chicken, the phoenix.
Yeah. Big runner-up energy to the Dung Knight.
Oh yes, Dung Knight's awesome.
Less because it's like so super scary.
So normal.
Yeah, but like Spencer kept getting sent to Dung World, and I have honestly had a nightmare about being sent to Dung World.
Oh my god!
So that one has literally haunted a dream, but I think the Phoenix Mini makes me so unhappy. No, the Santa Mini that we never got to actually play with.
Oh, Matt tried his best. Our schedules are all stupid and insane. So
this Diego, he's brilliant.
Oh my god, he did iambic pentameter on command.
He did so good last night. I actually quit. So I'm here to do my exit paperwork because I don't think I can. I can't follow that. I don't want to go there.
It's a group effort to celebrate the bard.
Yeah.
Too good.
Just wait till these guys get on stage. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna phone it in.
I'd make a pitch for the weird the male pinup of the antelope, the screaming god antelope. Just because I love the male pinups, but he's the only one that has nipple rings, and that feels like a bold choice in a world with so many sharp protrusions everywhere.
That is true.
Feels like that's going to snag, and that's just makes me uncomfortable to think about.
Yeah, face spider has legs for days.
Oof.
Oh.
I think the hand, while not being a scary mini, just has absolutely wrecked us.
Well, anyway, we've hit the 30-minute mark. I've taken up a lot of your time, but for everyone watching, tickets are available for the 20-Sided Tavern live at Stage 42 in New York. You can go to the 20sidedtavern.com. Aabria will be performing there from the 26th of September to the 7th of October. Yay! And Erika will be there from December 5th to the 17th. So
come see us.
Come see us.
Come see them. Thank you both so much for being here. And for all the viewers, thank you for watching and doing the liking and the subscribing. And we'll be back with a new video for you tomorrow. And until then, stay safe, everybody.
Bye.